What's good, neighborhood? Yes, I know, I'm late, but since I'm working for, well, let's just say instead of working for some boss that doesn't really give a shit if I risk contracting you know what, I'm actually working for some more, understanding folks, aka yourselves that are watching and hanging out right now, and of course, my lady over on the computer handling her business. Y'all are the folks I answer to as far as when these streams go live or not. But anyway, we're back with another edition of Warframe Wednesday. And today, it's all about ye old speedster. Well, ye not so old speedster, considering that the update that first unleashed this beast was actually shortly after the Old Blood. I believe it was the first Empyrean update. Or the predecessor to it, Take Flight, which was also bringing in the introduction of the missions to construct the railjacks. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and just kind of, well, we're going to do the same as we did last week and the week before, and the 30 or so weeks before that. We're going to get in, we're going to check out this guy's design, we're going to check out his abilities, see how he handles live fire missions, and considering that this is actually going to be a bit of an extended stream since I started a little earlier compared to usual, you know, new schedule allowing for an hour and a half, what follows the tutorial is pretty much just going to be a gameplay session where if y'all have any questions, or if y'all just want to talk and hang out, then by all means, that's what I'm here for. You know, I still need to actually get around to installing 14. I mean, considering what I've had to do as far as space requirements on both my computer for Phantasy Star and here on the PS4, suffice to say I'm holding off a little bit. But at any rate, let's rock and roll. Cool. I appreciate the heads up. Alright, let's get this bad boy over to the training area. Hey, Blue. Good to see you. So, as I was mentioning earlier, Gauss is definitely he's a speedster type. The speedster type Warframe, even more so than the likes of someone like Volt. Now, as you can see from the icon, as you can see from the UI gauge down in the lower right, there's a meter that's constantly building as Gauss moves. Kind of like Volt with his static battery, Gauss has what they call the Kinetic Battery. The more you move, the more it charges up, and the more it actually strengthens his abilities. Oops, the upgrade screen is not where we want to go. It's the abilities screen, so we can talk about his passive real quick, which, of course, we already are. But this is giving you a little bit more detail. So, basically, any sort of movement charges the kinetic battery. Once it's full, your shields recharge faster, and the delay in recharge is that much shorter based on how high you got the battery up. So right now, shields and recharge are basically at their default. The higher the battery, the more efficient his shields are going to be. And now we've got our punching bags out. We'll get going on his abilities. Now, just one thing I do need to make mention of is the fact that, again, comparing Gauss to Volt, Volt needs to stay on the ground in order to generate that static charge. Gauss's battery, as I'm sure you may have noticed earlier, charges no matter what type of movement. You could be in the middle of a bullet glide, you could be sliding, grounded or airborne, it doesn't matter. That meter's going to charge. And that's going to prove to be a boon in the long run. Speaking of the long run, his first ability right out of the box, once you kick this bad boy's engines into gear, Mach Rush. When I introduced Gauss on Twitter, I did say you gotta go fast, right? I don't know. I honestly don't know how much more I could say I was not playing when I said that. So, as you can see, Mach Rush is, this high-speed dash. Not only is it useful for, of course, traversing terrain, but any enemies you run into get immediately knocked over, and any surfaces you collide with, when I'm not breaking my own ankles falling out of bounds here, any surfaces you collide with generate a shockwave, which can and will, of course, dish out damage and knock down any enemies in its path. We'll jump back into the arsenal real quick and reset his battery. Ahem. We're resetting his battery, right? There we go. Now that his battery's reset, you see how quickly just that one rush charged up his kinetic battery. And with this skill, of course, you can either tap it for a quick boost, or you can hold for sustained movement until acted upon by, an outside force. Once you hit rank 3, that's going to get you to a second ability, Kinetic Plating. Kinetic Plating is, of course, a great defensive option. Blocks bullets, helps basically keep you moving when you're using the kinetic rush. All around solid defense. So yeah, further details right here. It basically takes a portion of any damage that you that comes your way, physical heat, cold, blast, and converts it to energy. Also protects against knockdown, and of course, it's more effective the higher your battery. Once you hit rank 5, you get his third ability, Thermal Sunder. Now, this one is an interesting ability, in that when you tap it, as you see, it lays down that field of... It lays down a low temperature field that, you know, steadily shrinks as time passes. When you hold the ability, it casts a heat-based ring. What's more is if you actually quite literally cross the streams with these, then what you get where both of the fields meet is a combination of heat and ice, which is blast element in this game. There's field 1, there's field 2. The blast damage immediately knocks enemies down. And what's more, once again, both of these forms of Thermal Sunder are great once you've got your Kinetic Battery to higher levels, and even more so. Even more so is that it's really good at armor stripping. So that you can follow up with further damage from there. See how those bolts were going from doing 12 damage per tick to 69? Yeah. It's that kind of boost once you actually get rid of the enemy's armor. And now, for the big time. Once you've leveled up Gauss to rank 10, that is where you unlock Redline. Redline is an ability that pretty much kicks all of his systems into overdrive. As it does so, you'll notice that there's little sparks coming off of him, which is of course triggering damage and triggering stagger on any enemies those sparks hit. Redline enhances his Thermal Sunder, beefs up his Mach Rush, Okay, so as I'm sure you folks saw just from, those last few seconds letting the effects of Redline go through, basically it just kicks everything up to 11. So to go into a little bit more detail, once you've got his battery supercharged, It'll increase his fire rate, his attack speed, reload speed, holstering rate. Everything past the red line, which you'll actually see on the kinetic battery gauge, then that's where you see the arcing energy spiraling off of him and doing additional damage. But when you forcibly deactivate the ability, that's when you actually, just, it's like literally venting the exhaust, and everything just comes out in one burst of damage. Now, you'll notice that casting certain abilities, actually increase or decrease the battery gauge beyond that red line. The higher the percentage past the red line you are, the greater your abilities are increased. Look at how these rounds are just being fired off. And when it deactivates in just a couple seconds, that little effect right there that you saw was the exhaust vent. So as you can see, just as with Hildren, and just as with Garuda, all of Gauss's abilities are built... All of Gauss's abilities are built for intra-frame synergy. Like, everything in this guy's kit plays off of each other exceptionally well. And this is all just from, just from a basic demonstration standpoint. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Well, before I go into that, Blue, GQ, Chop, good morning to the three of you guys as well. Great to see you in. Now, for everyone that's checking this out, I know what you're probably thinking. With a frame that's built pretty much on, literally the concept of I live my life a quarter mile at a time, you would think that he'd probably be a bit of a hindrance in the greater majority of Warframe's combat theaters, most of them being indoors or in enclosed areas. And I would say, not so much as one would think. And yeah, Sonic Warframe, you pretty much got it. But yeah, Gauss is actually still an effective Warframe to use just based on just going by his abilities. He's still very effective to use even when indoors. I mean, consider this. It's any sort of lateral, well, not lateral, it's any sort of movement that charges his kinetic battery and, of course, beefs up his skills to a certain degree. Indoors, while your movement may be constrained, you still have movement. I mean, let's go ahead and take this guy into a survival mission real fast. Show you exactly what I'm referring to. And while I'm at it, I'll also, of course, tell you guys what I consider is a good workflow for when you're using Gauss. Now, you do enough damage, it'll be pretty easy to...
A lone operative is raiding this ship for supplies. You are here to distract the enemy. Trigger
It'll
the
be
alarm.
pretty easy to get him leveled up to rank 3 right from the start, depending on which mission you take him in, and of course, you know, what gear you've got on him. And once you get to rank 3, that's where this rookie-friendly flowchart is going to come in handy.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
So before engaging, always hook it up with the kinetic plating. If you've got it modded for duration, that's where you're going to be at your best, because you'll have that extra insurance, that extra protection. Then use Mock Rush to start the party, reposition, you know, use the knockdown properties of it for crowd control. If you got him up to rank 5 and you want to use some good space control tactics, that's where your thermal sunders are going to come into play. And remember, hold the ability for the fire effect, tap for the ice. Ice is good for slowing movement. Fire is going to be good for damage over time and causing your enemies to panic, which, when they're panicked, they're not firing at you, and you've got greater opportunity to fire at them. Whenever you notice the kinetic plating drops, fire it back up. Now, it doesn't convert all energy types, so if you get tagged by any of those beams that cause radiation, you're still
activating it. Buy you more
you're
time.
still going to be in a world of hurt. And of course, any shock traps will get you too. But otherwise, fire, ice, explosions, shrapnel rounds. That's the kind of stuff that the kinetic plating is going to block you from. Morning, Riona. Good to see you. Oh, and another quick little bit of equipment and ability synergy. The gun that I'm using right now, if you land a headshot, it stops you from... If you land a headshot, then it basically makes it so that you have infinite ammo for as long as you keep landing headshots, and it increases your fire rate. That fire rate increase... Guess what? It stacks with Redline. Pretty much every ability or mod that increases your attack speed, fire rate, reload, holster, all of those mods will also stack with Redline.
Another life support capsule is now available.
I should probably get to one of those life support capsules soon. Oh! Got a motor.
Life support has been replenished.
See, this is what happens. If I'm going to describe Gauss in one sentence, in one incredibly crass sentence, This is the bastard fanfic love child of Sonic the Hedgehog and Lightning McQueen. There. I said it. You now very likely cannot get the image out of your head. You're welcome.
Tenno, prepare for life support. Life support activated.
Also, Riona, good to see you. Since I'm streaming directly from the PS4 right now, you know, I won't be able to open up the closed captions on my end.
Support has arrived.
But there is still the closed caption. There is still the closed caption option on the on the right-hand side of the screen on the stream player on Twitch. Also, since we're here, this is actually the first stream where I can now point you guys to the Warframe Arsenal extension.
The raid is off to a successful start.
So if you actually want to see
When
what
you are
mods
ready,
I've got...
Go to extraction.
If you actually see what mods I've got equipped on this Warframe that I'm using currently, then feel free to go ahead and click on the extension. It should pop open with a menu that'll actually show you what I've got equipped.
Life support incoming.
Let's beef it up again. Bring up that kinetic plating. And away we go. Look at that.
Support has been replenished.
Redline gauge is 70 plus.
Capsule.
Everything is just... like, this is the kind of state that you generally want to have your Gauss in. No matter the mission. Constantly sparking. Redline's maxed out. Kinetic plating up and ready to go. Mock Rush on standby at a moment's notice to help you reposition and, of course, just enhance your mobility. In short, when you're going fast, life is good.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
I think I'll give it another another 3 minutes or so in this survival run before we hit extraction and call it good.
Additional life support has arrived.
It's kind of funny that using a Warframe that's based on speed, I think this is actually the fastest I've been able to... I think this is the fastest I've actually been able to cover a Warframe's abilities. Not just on a basic level for beginners, but in detail for anyone that's really looking to actually get into maining a particular Warframe.
Life support activated.
Pretty much. Just roll up in the joint, fire off some shots, and bail. Well, let's get that plating back up.
Activated. Life support incoming.
else wants a piece.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Right? Nah, the Orican Void tile sets are insanely pretty. Like, all the white and gold inlays. It's like how the Missus calls it. It's Space Church. Okay, I think I'm done with the firearms. Now let's have some fun. Spa punk genre for people with back problems. I
Life support
approve.
on the way. I'll share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
I should probably be heading back this way to head towards the exit. Move, heathens! Yeah, boy!
Another life support capsule is now available.
Runway, genius. Oh, I'm already here. Mans is a walking NOS tank with guns, and I love it. Whew. Excuse me. So that right there was 10 minutes of high-speed insanity. So, let's go ahead and at the very least wrap this portion of the stream up. So, when you finally get to acquiring and unlocking Gauss, which, by the by, here I was, talking all that smack. Let me find my boy. Here he is.
Operator?
Now,
Ordis wonders, what are you thinking about?
you can buy his blueprint right here from the in-game shop. 30,000 credits, it's yours. Excuse me. But actually getting this guy's component blueprints could take some work because you have to do the disruption missions, which are an interesting sort of, well, I wouldn't say it's like capture the flag. Well, you know what? I think the best way to actually show you what's going on in disruption missions is to take one on and show you. Let's see if I can find a basic one while my dog's curled up next to me snoring. That's interception, mobile defense, capture, sabotage, survival, that's defense. I think we'll find disruption missions later on in the star chart. Oh, here we go. Let's pop through maybe one round of disruption just to show you what we're talking about. Excuse me. But while we're going through that, I mean, if you got any questions about this Warframe or any of the others, or just Warframe questions in general that I
detecting sentient waveforms
might be able to answer,
strange interlink splattered in corpus crosstalk.
just feel free to ask.
So we might get a better understanding.
Oh no! You've caught me! Me and my little partnership. Where's that lotus when you need her? Now, sniff, sniff, betrayers. See if you can find the cheese.
Outgoing communication cipher. Not much of a trick for orders, is it? Oh, how scandalous. Alan's system has a back door. Shall we listen in?
Oh, test subjects have arrived, huh? Right on schedule. CT, prepare my amalgams for further evolution. I've baited the traps.
What am I doing? I ignored my first rule of Gauss. Always start up with the kinetic bleed.
Showtime, CT. Inform our partners another trial has begun. Prep interference routines. Bait and wait. It's time for Alan B to get back on the corporate map. Yes.
Now, with disruption missions, what you basically do is you pick up certain color-coded keys, like the one that I've got Gauss holding right now. And you place them in these conduits.
In battle, advantage goes to the one most willing to die. My demolists, Tenno, well, they aren't just willing. They want it.
Now that right there is the key for what you have to deal with. Demolists are enemies that are specifically designed to destroy those conduits in one shot. Your mission, whether you're running solo or in a team, is to find the demolist, take him out ASAP. Now, if you successfully defended at least one conduit, then you can consider the round a win. However, the other thing about the conduits that you need to know is that every time you activate one, it'll trigger either a trap or it'll trigger a buff for your team. If you lose the defense of a trapped conduit, then that debuff stays active. If you succeed in defending a conduit that buffs your team, that buff stays active till the end of the round. Okay, here's the next one. So I will go ahead and load that in.
Light your fuse.
Now again, my job is to find that bomber. That audio cue's coming from somewhere. Where are you? Target spotted. No.
Detecting
Gotcha.
glass resonance. It's close.
Scans indicate these conduits are connected to a massive stockpile of resources. Just how long is the operator planning to fight for?
So yeah, that was 2 booby-trapped conduits,
Whatever these cephalites have become, there's
and I gotta
no
find the
going
key
back.
for this 3rd one, which is right down here. And there's the key for the 4th. Oh, what am I doing?
They're tough,
We pick up that
but
key,
no glass is unbreakable.
head up here.
CT, time for a demo list.
Alright, where are you? I hear it. There we go. Nope. You're not getting past me. Alright, final conduit for the round.
Terrorist, target the conduit and claim your glory.
Support. Where are you? Where's the demo? I hear you. You're around here somewhere. Come on. Spot. Gotcha.
Take your trinkets. A small price to pay for a superior product. Smell that? Newly evolved falcons. Fresh from the oven. Want a taste?
Now, every 3,
So, feeling better, Tello?
pretty much
Fix that.
in the mission where you get Gauss, in the disruption mission where you get him, you'll get one of his component pieces for every 3 rounds you complete. So you have to protect 12 conduits. this point, I can go for another round. And considering how quickly I've been able to take out the demo lists when I find them, that doesn't seem like it'll be an issue at all. But I should be getting out of here.
Amalgams will be waiting.
And that right there is the mod that I picked up from succeeding in that first round. Let's see. Aerial melee range increase, and come on, game, load up. There we go. So yeah, that's aerial melee range increase, and for the modus set, you start off with a 33% chance to become immune to knockdown while airborne. So yeah, that right there is that's Gauss in a nutshell, and that's also disruption missions in a nutshell. Disruptions are a trick to pull off, but when you succeed, you can get some pretty solid items from them. And that includes this guy. So, any questions, class? Because if not, then I'm going to be spending the rest of the stream hoping, it's like trying to deal with getting some more stuff out here on this open world map. Or open field map, I should say. Excuse me. Jesus, Ryan, 31 months. Okay, so Ryan, here's the thing. Yeah. Loyalty AF. You subscribed to me for 31 months. I'm surprised folks can stand up. I'm surprised folks can stand dealing with me for 2. And yet, my lady seems to want to spend the rest of her life with my goofy ass. Who'd have thunk it?
So it goes. I'm sorry, little friend.
Those devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them.
Sometimes we fail, despite our best efforts.
Where's that? There we go. Give me that cool.
unfortunate. But we should try again.
Nah, I'm not looking at capturing any animals. Oh no! Oof. I will not get tired of using the Mach Rush anytime soon. It already sounds like there's just a disaster going on out here. Up. Alright, you little floating gremlins, where are you? Or is this about to... Now the problem is that the enemies I'm looking for, those little floating head things with the I-beams, those only appear at night. And if this is getting ready to cycle back into day, then I'll have to wait an hour. Support beacon for you. Oh, it's one of those guys. Fine. Take you on in the air since you want it so badly. Goodbye! Is it possible that I'm having entirely too much fun with this Warframe? Maybe. Maybe. Oh! That's another thing. That's another thing that's dope about the Mach Rush. I'm so glad I remembered it because I want to show y'all this. I need to show y'all this. Guess what? I can run on water. Okay, I'm done being an idiot. Oh wait, no, I'm never done being an idiot. Get up there, up on the rocks. Come on. Good boy. Yes, I slid all the way down that hill. There's actually an achievement, funny enough. There's actually an achievement that you can get if you can slide a total of 500 meters down one of these hills. Okay, not gonna lie, that first dude that screamed that was kind of hilarious. Gotta go. There we go. Shut down that beacon, and why does it sound like there's some sort of demonic rhino elephant walking around? Yes, I know rhino elephants don't exist. Stop that. Your point is valid, Cameron, and that scares me.
Sometimes we fail, despite our best efforts.
Well, I mean, come on, let's be honest here. With everything that's been going on this year, from rashes of explosions to various kinds of plagues, I mean, who knows what else 2020 is going to have cooked up for us. Yes, elephants are actually rhinos. They just forgot to stay small. Why are you running? Why are you running? Am I completely out of... Yes, I am completely out of ammo. Okay, fine. Nunchucks it is. Go get him, Space Chunks. Ugh. Give him the Bruce juice. Ow. officially at 100% over Redline capacity. Okay, just one more leg to take down from the looks of it. Hey, get back here. I said get back here! Oh yeah, that's right. Kinetic plating protects me from knockdown. And the deed is done. Blue streak speeds by Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, it's official. Well, it has now been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm dumb. Yoink! Haha, dude! And just like that, it gets shot down. Who's next? Where you at? Oh. That's not an enemy. That's just a tree stump. Tree stumps cannot hurt you.
Eyes open. There's glass resonance in your neighborhood.
No thanks, I'm just gonna keep running like the cops are after me. Okay. Battery's back to full. I think I'll get into... Ah, here we go.
Cephalites. Time to smash some glass.
The plan was to get into one more skirmish, and I got exactly what I wished for.
but no glass is unbreakable.
Everybody gets these rounds. Eat it. Eat your dinner. And I'm still 18 seconds out from Redline disengaging. Give me all that energy, give me all that ammo, and kablooey. Excuse me. Hey, what's good, Andre? Let's see, so what's going on? Oh yeah, I saw that you I saw that you posted up about beating Ghost of Tsushima yesterday. Demons. Oh, speaking of demons, did y'all see that post I retweeted earlier about how apparently there's a dev team out there that's making a spiritual successor to Zombies Ate My Neighbors? I am totally down for this. Like, I want to see the official info for it. I want to see this game come out. And I want to see people, myself included, get torched by it. Yeah, Demons Ate My Neighbors looks dope. It's like the 90s just keep coming back. I mean, hell. There was that tweet yesterday that I saw about how the last Blockbuster is going to be doing little Airbnb sleepovers. And honestly, actually, you want to know what would be really awesome? What would be really awesome would be if Blockbuster actually made like a legit comeback. If more locations started opening. If more locations started opening and hosting Airbnbs. I mean, sure, the Airbnbs would be, you know, maybe a seasonal thing. But if that's enough to actually get more of those opening back up, you know, get more of those old school brick and mortar chains back on the streets, I would be really happy to see that. go and mention Commander Keen, didn't you? Oh no! I was supposed to be running across the water when I did that, but then I start shooting and it's just like, nope. Oh, that was good. That was...
And so it goes. I'm sorry, little friend.
Bye-bye, birds. Alright, I think I've got just a little bit more left in the tank. All the ammo. Y'all saw that, right? That dude on the flying gunship literally got hung up on a tree. What a way to go. He's dead. Okay. Where is it? Ah, this way to Sedna. Time to run home. I keep running into all these trees. There we go. Ah, that was fun. Whew. Well, I think we've had a pretty fun run for now. We're coming up on, well, we're getting pretty close to 11:30. Yeah, honestly, I would love to get my hands on Ghost of Tsushima, like, ASAP. I mean, that's part of what, that's part of what the whole stream donation thing is for. You know, if it's not going to be going towards gear, it's going to be going towards games to play, which makes up even more content. You know how it goes. I mean, hell, if anyone decides they want to hook your boy up, you could always use one of the links down below. Okay, shilling aside, really though, I'm gonna have to bail it out in a couple of minutes, but it's been a lot of fun. I am actually, it's funny that you mentioned that.
Everything in orders, operator? Is that a pun? I will attempt to bypass this vault.
Hold on. Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and bring this one to a close. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this past hour and a half, and for anyone getting into Warframe, as I'm sure you saw just from my shenanigans, Gauss is a lot of fun, well worth the pickup. So, we'll be back later on today. We'll be back at 2 p.m. Central for Phantasy Star Online 2. Until then, stay good, neighborhood. I'll catch y'all later.